Today's sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, Cleveland, Ohio, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed, and that means we are set for football at Huntington Bank Field. Straight ahead, we got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Cleveland Browns. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Cleveland. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And in recent seasons, he's really elevated his game and become one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL when he's out there leading his squad. He completed over 72% of his passes last season, which led the league, and he's looking to be even better in this season.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Dolphins.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Here's Tua. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
A run straight ahead with Achane. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Here comes 3rd down at 7. From the gun, it's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game, we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. DeAndre Carter back deep. Oh, look at the juke. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their veteran QB, the former Delaware Blue Hen, Joe Flacco. Flacco.
And what a marvel Joe Flacco is. Continues to be a reliable quarterback into his 40s. And we say it all the time. He came off of his couch and made a team better. Guess what? He's doing it again. And now has a chance to not only be good on the field, but also be one of the great mentors in a quarterback room.
2nd and 10. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Now Flacco. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. And he's going to be touched down right at the line of scrimmage. Credit there goes to those guys up front.
Certainly does, but we're also seeing how quarterbacks are doing it nowadays on the sneak. When I played high school ball, my coach John Ford used to say, just get down behind those guys and pick up the first down. Now these guys might hesitate to count, use their vision in their eyes, and find the crease and dive for it that way.
They run with 4. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Again, they turn to 4. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
A break from the ground game here. Flacco over to Mel, complete to Judy. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Jerry Judy.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Malik Washington deep for Miami. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And down he'll go at the 25. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Now, we all know that an offensive coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
Tua going to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily, fell incomplete. Tua sets up to pass it. They set up the screen. Achane has it. Room here to run. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Play action, now it's Tua. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Mason Graham busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fake.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And the pressure gets to him again. Mason Graham. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
Here's Jake Bailey now. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. They will start this drive with 4. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Bootleg, Flacco. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's 4. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 23. That one goes for 24 yards.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. This is 4. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football. Now 3rd down and 7. As they've got it as we resume action. Flacco looks to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy from 19 yards away. And the Browns post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here this second quarter. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the second quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Gets around him. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Flushed out right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Mason Graham. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's got a man complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to pass. Tua. Throw caught by Achane. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. Now Tua. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down. Brings up 4th.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Mike McDaniel dialing up the risk here a little bit on 4th down. They're going to go for it. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage?
Darren Waller, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from drawing level.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Riley Patterson now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Cleveland offense making their way out. Looking to put a drive together. Operating off play action. Flacco. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Flacco. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. Miami set to take over. And the momentum just continuing to build and build for them. They had the touchdown, their last drive to tie the game. Now their defense does its job, and Charles, all of a sudden, they've got a chance to capture the lead here.
And we're seeing a really nice exhibition of what coaches love to call complementary football. Offense gets a tie, defense does its job, gets the ball right back, and their teammates now have momentum. What a nice job they're doing, all doing it together. Okay, some people call it the shuffle pass. Some people call it a shovel pass, but this worked really well. And it's hard to do in the NFL because of the big bodies that tend to clog up the middle of the field. But the execution was excellent there, able to get it done and get upfield for big yardage.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy sideline, right?
Sammy sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Back to throw. And swing this out wide. Here's H.M. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. On the ground, it's Ford. Nifty move. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 55 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Now it's Flacco. That's caught. It's DeAndre Carter. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. To pass, Flacco. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Flacco. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's another Browns 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Once more, it's Flacco. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Flacco. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
14. Dolphins.
So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. The Dolphins offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Tua. That's caught by Waller out left side. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with second and a couple. But at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Here's Tua. Incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Off the play action, Tagovailoa. It's a gain of a couple on what should be the final carry of half number 1. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen and our great crew here in the Orlando studios set for an abridged version of the halftime report. This game, to this point, a little slow to begin with, but in the second quarter, the offenses started finding their way. We hope we're set for a great second half, so let's get back out to the stadium and rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half as we are about to get underway. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Passing play, Flacco. Over the middle, complete to Judy. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Flacco. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 67 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Now Flacco. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Flacco. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a third down.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On the ground, this is Quinshawn Judkins. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Now he's flushed out left. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 17-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Good for A. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. Up the middle they go. Forward. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. The 4-3 defense there did its job, funneled things right to the middle linebacker.
If they do a nice job of playing team defense, everyone takes care of their responsibilities. That allows that guy in the middle to do his job, which is search and destroy.
Finding Carter on the swim. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Joe Flacco. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge, an opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. It was a small, manageable spread to overcome. A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
That one complete to Hill. And Hill is going to have a Dolphins first down as the tackle made up near the 35. It's a pickup of 6.
And the Dolphin first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Tua on the bootleg here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So nothing doing there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. In motion, the tight end. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We've still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. On the return, Carter. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. 125 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
Ford will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Flacco looks to throw. And it's caught. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. He'll drop to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Jerome Ford, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point attempt to come here. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Up the middle, Ochan. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
2 are going to throw. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Myles Garrett able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Throwing on second and long. Tua. Quick hitch, complete. It's Hill. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on third and long.
All right, partner, I wasn't good enough to get this done, but I played with plenty of guys who did. When they spotted wide receiver screen and they got to the football fast and blew the whole thing up, the same result as we just saw usually happened. No gain.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Down the right sideline. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 72 yards. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point try now for Patterson. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. They juked him. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Browns offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, Flacco. Right back to Njoku. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
That's good for A. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
On first down, it's 4. Boy, that was pretty yards. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Here's Flacco. Gets this over the middle to Tillman. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 17-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
For another Cleveland Browns. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. That one caught by Carter. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Flacco. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And this brings up a 3rd and goal. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intent.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy from 6 yards away. And the Browns have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Dolphins 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not much happening on the return as they get this to about the 23. The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The throw out wide going to be incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them.
Well, the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. That's on multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Play action, now it's Tua. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Here comes Carter. And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. 4. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 157 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
A 6-yard
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
Those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Tua. Escaping the pressure right. They'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He's got his target. That's complete. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Quick slant, Tyreek Hill with it. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
At the 30-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 3. Off the play action. Tagovailoa. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Miami.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the 2nd half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.